Hare Krishna. So we welcome all the devotees for the second day of this seminar. So we are discussing on the topic of pure devotional service. Day 2 on the characteristics of pure devotional service. So how many of you who are attending today attended yesterday's seminar? They can raise their hand by the digital hand. There are around 29 participants. How many of you attended yesterday's seminar? Okay. So we have only around 6 devotees who have 7 of them who attended yesterday is attending today. Yeah, since it's a continuation. Anyway, it'll be nice if all the days you attend so that you get an idea of what we are actually discussing. So we can see in the topic of pure devotional service, which we discussed. We saw this, the qualities of bhakti, the characteristics of bhakti, and it's explained as per the nectar of devotion. Kleshagni subhada moksha lagutakrit sudurlava santrananda visheshatma Sri Krshna Krshna sacha. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Prabhu. Unique
Okay.
qualities of bhakti.
Yeah, so okay. I just wanted to confirm. Okay. So the first one is actually Klesha Agni. This is the first characteristics of pure devotional service. So what is this is? Klesha. Klesha means suffering. Agni means all sufferings are burned in fire when we perform pure devotional service. You see, this material world is a very complicated mesh. That is why this Earth planet specifically, apart from this 14 planetary system, the Earth planet is called Karma Bhumi. For whatever small actions you are doing, you will get a reaction for it. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yagnartha karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Tattad karma kaunte artam mukta sangha samacharaha. So this karma bhumi, it is a very complicated. Actually, there are 3 kind of people, three levels of people who have faith in Krishna consciousness. The first level of a person, the third level person is one who has some expectation in Krishna consciousness, and after he doesn't get it, he leaves Krishna consciousness. Okay, and we don't desire to be in that platform. And the second level of a person is who has strong faith and he never falls down. but he doesn't have a sound understanding of Krishna consciousness, deeper understanding of Vedic studies. And if anybody asks anything very deeply in Krishna consciousness, he may not be able to explain, but he has faith. That's a second level devotee. The first class devotee is one uh, who knows how this Vedic scriptures thoroughly, and his faith is very, very concrete. Huh? So once you put a concrete, after some time you cannot do anything. I think you need to break means you have to do drilling or anything else. Not that just simply like that. So we all want to be at the first level of faith, that to be very concrete. So we should know exactly, meticulously how this material world works. We had a chief minister in Andhra who wanted to build a church in Tirumala, one of the hills. There was a strong opposition from all the Hindus and all those things. But being a chief minister, he was very strong enough. He said, "I will do it." Within no time, uh, within no time, sorry, within no time, when he was traveling in the helicopter at one of the forest, his helicopter burnt into pieces and was thrown in the forest, and his body was into pieces, and nobody knows where are the pieces of his body to do any of his last ceremonies. So that is the pathetic condition. If you do anything against Lord's wish, you will not be pardoned. The same life you can see. So similarly, another incident happened in the life of a Prime Minister of India. She told that if you all elect me, I will see to that the cow slaughter is stopped. So all the Hindus, they voted for the Prime Minister, and she was elected as Prime Minister. So then what happened? They waited for some time, day 1, day 2, day 3, but nothing happened. There was no rules or any law passed that cow slaughtering can be, stopped, or cow slaughtering is banned like that. So all these sadhus, they were approaching again and again, but the Prime Minister didn't care for them. Then at one time, all the sadhus and those like-minded people came to the Prime Minister's office in a big, huge thing, and they were ordered to shoot all these sadhus. And on the Gopashtami day, they were all killed. Then it is said that the same Prime Minister was killed on the same Gopashtami day. She was killed in a public ceremony. So we need to very meticulously see how this material world. Guru Maharaj used to tell, what you give, you will get that. So this kind of karmic reaction is a very complicated cycle. Okay, so I will give you a small picture. I don't know how much you can understand this. You're able to see this diagram?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So anyway, see, we don't have time. I have to cover 2 more. There are 3 types of karma. Sanchita karma, prarabdha karma, and agama karma. Okay. It is like somebody in the war field, or in the say those days war, they having a quiver. You know, quiver means is a basket of arrows which is in your shoulder. And then the real picture is explained. You have the arrow, and then you remove the arrow, keep it in the bow, and then you launch the arrow. So there are three stages. You have some in the quiver, you have arrows, and you have the arrow in the bow, and then you have arrow launched. Now, the quiver is arrows is sanchita karma, which is in the form of a kuta, bija, and palon mukha. And it is like, sorry, the aprarabdha karma, gama karma is in the quiver. And then the sanchita karma is actually the arrow which is kept in the bow, waiting to fructify. We are about to shoot the target. And prarabdha karma is your shooter. So now you may feel very complicated to hear this. Actually, when you do any activity, there is a sinful reaction waiting for you. And then Shastra says you can do a atonement for it. And that atonement, if you do, the sinful reaction can be cancelled. But Sukadeva Goswami and Parishit are having some question and answer. There, he is asking, what is the use of those atonement? Naikantikam tad adikrite api niskrite manaha punardhavati che darshapate tad karma nirharam abhipashatam hare gunanuvadaha kalu sattva bhavanaha. Parikshit is asking, my dear Lord, what is the use of the atonement? Because after doing that, he will again commit sin. So Prabhupada gives a wonderful example. You see, in forest fire, the blazing forest fire, it takes away all the trees and plants and snakes and all the animals which are living in the forest. Okay. Now, after the forest fire is over, after maybe quite number of years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, you know what happens? Again rain comes, and what happens? Anybody? Yeah, I have unmuted you all. What happens to the forest which is fully burned in the forest fire?
Again, living creature starts evolving.
Yeah, so all the living creatures and trees and plants are coming. Hare Krishna. I have to mute all. Okay, so Prabhupada says, because the forest fire only took off the plants and other things, but the roots were deep rooted in the land. So similarly, if you do atonement, only the sinful reaction is cancelled, but the sinful inclinations and desires to enjoy is still in the heart. So they all will come back again with the sinful inclinations. So that is possible only by bhakti. So he's saying, consequently, who wants liberation from the fruitive actions, the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, the glorification of the name, fame, pastimes of the Lord is recommended as the most perfect cause of atonement, because such chanting eradicates the dust from one's heart completely. So this is the answer to Who? Parikshit Maharaj's question, Sukadeva Goswami's answer. So bhakti is so powerful. It not only removes the sanchita karma, it also removes agama karma, and it also removes the prarabdha karma, which is not possible any time. If you are undergoing something, for example, you have a fracture, it's a prarabdha karma. You are going through it. But by bhakti, you can overcome that. Anybody? You know how? Any guess? Any other process cannot overcome that. Anybody can guess? Okay. In prarabdha, see, prarabdha karma you are already undergoing. But in bhakti, when you think, we don't think we are this body. So we are always, the mind is absorbed in Krishna. So even if you are going through a prarabdha karma of broken the hand, or you are actually so much in it, the mind is constantly meditating on Krishna. Mind is constantly meditating on devotional service. Mind is constantly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we can easily overcome the prarabdha karma. Okay, so the first one is we saw how by performing bhakti to Uddhava, Krishna is telling, my bhakti is like a blazing fire. And when my devotees perform, all the sinful actions, reactions, the kutta, bija, they're all burned like an ashes, even though unlimited fuel is supplied to it. So that is why the first and foremost thing the bhakti does is it removes avidya, ignorance. Very important point. See, sometimes we come to Krishna consciousness, we know everything. Huh? So when we know everything, at one point of time also sometimes we come to a picture, Ayo, why I came to bhakti? Because I came to know everything. Now I cannot do anything. Hare Krishna. Huh? So the first and foremost thing of bhakti is it removes your ignorance. So that's the glory of bhakti. That is why a devotee is very, very conscious of what is he doing, what is he thinking, what is he feeling, willing, everything counts. So that is why bhakti is like blazing here. If you see in this picture, it is this aprarabdha to prarabdha. It doesn't happen in some days or years. It takes births, 50 birth, 100 birth, which means that sinful seeds and desires, they all carried from so many lifetimes. So for a devotee, they all are uprooted. So anybody knows in Shastra, in Mahabharata, there is a story that by performing this act, so many lifetimes before, the reaction he was facing currently. Who is that and what was that reaction? You got the question? In Mahabharata, somebody asked Krishna, why am I suffering? Yes, Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was fully opulent, good wife, chaste wife, 100 children. He asked, why am I suffering? So Krishna said, you did an act 50 lifetimes before. And then a deeper discussion goes. Our topic of discussion is not that today. So it is very complicated, this cycle of karma. Don't think it is easy. But Krishna says, Yagnarthat karmano anyatra. But if you include me in my activities, all your actions are purified. So the next thing is Subhada, which is called as the characteristics of the next. Second one is Subhada, which manifests auspiciousness. So, Jagat Prinan, Jagatam Anurakta Sadguna. The first thing is when we perform devotional service, you start loving everybody. Your affection starts increasing for all living entities in the spiritual platform. And when you see somebody is suffering, you always feel bad for them. You always feel, see, so much pain they are going, Krishna, please help them. Somehow bring them to Krishna consciousness. This is what the affection increases at the spiritual level. And Prabhupada writes in the second chapter of first shloka of Bhagavad Gita about is Guru Maharaj telling saving a drowning man. Somebody was actually passing through and one person was drowning in the water and seeking for help. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that how is that helping in bodily level means this person went, took out his dress, came out and was jumping and said that, yes, I have done it. I am saved this person. You see, I've saved his dress. And somebody said, oh, you're a fool. You save him, save his body. Take him out of this water. That is real saving. So like that, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, if you are helping somebody in the material platform, in the bodily platform, it is like saving the dress of a drowning man. What is the use? So devotee becomes very compassionate. He wants to save everybody from their suffering. He becomes para dukha dukhi. So we should understand the only and one reason this material world is created is to reform all the living entities and to take back home, back to God. Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting in his place and was keeping his hand in his chin like a kind of a person who has an anxiety. And Haridas Thakur said, my dear Lord, why are you having anxiety? He said, so many people are suffering in this world. Haridas, I don't know how can we deliver. Then Haridas said, my dear Lord, don't worry. Don't worry. We all devotees, we will all work hard to save all these conditioned souls and bring to your lotus feet. From today, we declare this and all your anxieties will be relieved. Hare Krishna. So that's why pure devotees are always anxious. How can I connect them? It's like today, some guest came to my house. I was wondering how Somehow, but they're all grossly materialistic. So I was just wondering how to connect them. If I cannot tell them to chant, I cannot tell them to read, I cannot give them book also. So then I decided, who will not like to eat? So I called one Mataji who does some catering in Coimbatore. You please prepare a nice feast. So they prepared a big feast and I gave them. Afternoon, they were all very happy. Subtle way of injecting the poison of Krishna consciousness through the food. Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj always used to that. Some prasadam is given to them, something. So the affection. Guru Maharaj was there recently in various hospitals. He says nurses. He gives them some prasadam, give them some counter, give them will you chant Hare Krishna and give them some books. He'll give them some beads and bag, chanting bag, and you tell, for me, can you chant one round every day? He said, yes, Swamiji, I will do that. So this is how a pure devotee is thinking, how can I make everybody Krishna consciousness? Huh? Prabhupada once was in Mayapur. Okay, sorry, Prabhu, I used poison. I should not use poison. Yeah? It's like a kind of an injection, unknowingly giving that so that they become Krishna consciousness. It's a kind of a literal way of using it. It's not a real meaning of poison. Okay. Okay. So Prabhupada was there in Mayapur, and this was Govardhan Puja or something, and then a big feast was arranged, and all the devotees came and put the leaves at one place. And Prabhupada was watching from his room in his window. And he saw all the boys, they are running and coming there and taking out all the food balance from the leaf and eating that. Prabhupada said, he felt very sad. And he called up all GBC people and had a big meeting. He said that please make a way that hereafter from tomorrow, every ISKCON temple should do Food for Life program. 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, we should distribute Mahaprasad. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Mahaprasadam ki jai. Prabhupada had that compassion. People are suffering. So that's how 50 years before Prabhupada started this Food for Life project. Now all over India, I think we distribute millions and millions of plates in a year or a day calculation. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So this is how a pure devotee is thinking, what can I do? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to deliver even not only the human beings, even trees and plants. And we see when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was performing Kirtan in the Jarikanda forest, all the animals were also delivered. You see, a strange thing happened. You may all wonder, what is that strange thing? When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting, Balabhadra Bhattacharya, he saw this strange thing happening. Can anybody say what was the strange thing which was happening in the Charikanda forest? He saw a deer and a tiger kissing each other and chanting Hare Krishna with the hind legs, with the top and jumping Harinam. Hmm? So this is the power of Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Harinam Sankirtan. So affection happens, and the next thing is Jagatam Anurakta Sadguna. Everybody gets attracted to the pure devotee. Sorry, I don't know why. Huh? So, non-devotees gets attracted to these pure devotees. That is why Yudhishthir Maharaj is called Ajata Satru. Even enemy becomes a friend by their conduct. Hare Krishna. Very high. That is why in the Vedic scriptures, Yudhishthir Maharaj is considered to be a topmost devotee because he is given as Ajata Satru. Titikshava Karunika Suhrutam Sarvadehinam Ajata Satrava Shanta Sadhava Sadhabhushanam. So the next is he develops all good qualities. A devotee, he develops all good qualities. So there is an assignment which I'm going to give you all. Bhagavad Gita 12.13 to 12.19. You should all read this and come tomorrow. Krishna is telling how his devotees become dear to him. So automatically all the good qualities, you will lose enviousness, you will become equanimized, you will become undisturbed in the suffering and happiness. Dukeshu anudvigna manaha sukeshu vigata spruhaha vitaraga bayakrodha stitadir muni ruchite. A devotee is not elated by happiness and he is not dejected by suffering. He is between some equanimized between honor and dishonor. If somebody praises, he is not disturbed. If somebody offends him, he is not disturbed. See, one thing is in Krishna consciousness, as we grow in Krishna consciousness, first thing is we should not offend others. Okay? The next is you should not feel offended. Hare Krishna. This devotee talk like this and I feel painful, Prabhu. Then you have not grown in your Krishna consciousness. Krishna says either in honor and dishonor you are not affected. Huh? So the pure devotional service manifests auspiciousness so that one develops all good qualities. Prabhupada gives in the purport of Nectar of Devotion that he says, for devotees, it becomes very easy to follow four regulative principles. No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. Even if he's a simple person, he doesn't know anything, he doesn't learn anything, he comes and chant Hare Krishna. In grosser form, everybody follows this. And generally, nobody tells Prabhu, we have to follow all these things. They come to the association, automatically they follow. But Prabhupada says, the so-called the gentlemen or educated people who are very strong, top shots in the society, they cannot live without these four regulative principles. I was actually once surprised in my house. Myself and my wife, we were all like with my daughter playing. Suddenly, we just went into a place, the next house, was a very educated auditor. Okay. So we saw a surprising thing. The bucket was filled with lot of bottles of liquor. We were shocked. Hare Krishna. I never expected. People are stressed. And to relieve their stress, they only know is to drink, to do their sense gratification. So Krishna consciousness is so amazing, pure bhakti, root it goes and manifests all good qualities. So, and Prabhupada writes a wonderful point at the end of the purport of Shubhada. One develops the highest character by becoming pure devotee of Krishna, because his mind is always associating with Krishna. Hare Krishna. Wonderful statement. I will read again. One develops the highest character by becoming a pure devotee of Krishna, because his mind is always associating with Krishna. Okay. So the next characteristic is Santrananda Visheshatma. Condensed bliss. It is not relief from suffering. It is not happiness. It is not super happiness. It is condensed bliss. The third characteristics of Krishna consciousness, pure devotional services. One is very happy, all the time blissful. Tvad shakshat karanahlada vishuddhabdisthitasya me sukhani go goshpadyayante brahmani api jagat guru. Huh? You see here, there is a chart. The Brahman happiness, the Bhava happiness, and the Prema happiness of pure devotional service. It is uncalculatable. It is millions of times. Just this is a picture to give you the kind of happiness you take while performing devotional service is so much blissful. That is why Prahlad is telling to Narsimhadev, my dear Lord, I repeatedly pray unto your lotus feet, that I simply be stronger in devotional service. See, this is what is a devotee's prayer. He doesn't want anything. Krishna, please give me a house. Please give me a car. Please give me this. Give me a good family. Give me this. No. His only thing is, I want to become stronger. I should come to Ashakti level. Because today I'm chanting, tomorrow I'm not chanting, day after tomorrow I don't go so for association. I simply be stronger in my devotion service. And I simply pray that my Krishna consciousness be strong and steady, because when I perform Krishna consciousness, the devotional service is so powerful, I get unlimited happiness. And it comprises all the perfections of religious, economic development, sense gratification, even the moksha. Hare Krishna. So this is Prahlad's prayer. He's least bothered if anything else, because he doesn't want anything. Because he's happy with Krishna's chanting holy name, reading his glories, hearing his glories. He's simply happy. So the third characteristic is Shantarananda Visheshatma, is blissfulness. You see, you all know about this graph. When you were we were doing this max, you have negative axis, positive, zero axis, and positive axis. Actually, when you are in the negative axis, you are actually trying to you are having material suffering. And the so-called material enjoyment is absence of material suffering. To make you understand, one person was standing near a wall, and he was hitting his head. And somebody went to him and told him, "Hey, fool, are you a fool? Why are you hitting your head with your the wall?" He said, "When I keep on hitting and when I stop hitting, I feel nice. That's why I keep on hitting." That is how people are. They want to go through the suffering. When they go through the suffering, then they will understand. They are thinking, when that suffering goes off, that is my happiness. But that is only coming to zero axis. The Brahman happiness is also like that. The Jnani just thinks, if I end my material suffering, I'll be happy. But the devotional service is, there is activity, there is action, and then you feel always happy because you positively engage all your senses in Krishna's service. So, Guru Maharaj used to go to Krishna Nagar from Mayapur, and he used to go in a small cycle. You know, nowadays we go to Mayapur. In Mayapur, nowadays some things are available. Those days, nothing is available. It's a bare field. So for everything, they have to go to the nearby town, which is Krishna Nagar. So Guruma went to Krishna Nagar to buy some steel and cement and bricks. So Guruma was driving the cycle. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this Muslim owner, he saw, "Hey, come here. You're just having a dhoti and a chadar. I see you are a very happy man, yeah. But I have 3 wives. You see, I have such a big shop, but I'm not happy. Can you tell, how are you happy?" He said, "You chant Hare Krishna and you will also become happy." So this is how in Krishna consciousness the test is how much you are happiness. You are happy. You don't complain about your Krishna consciousness. Whatever happens in your life, it is Krishna's mercy, and you never complain. It is why Mahavara Prabhu was telling on his glorification that one Srila Prabhupada disciple saw Guru Maharaj in US, and he said, "Maharaj, what a great thing you have done. Even in this situation, you never complain, Guru Maharaj. You see, I have a small swelling in my feet, and I've been publicizing to all, saying that, see, I have a swelling. Eh? I've been complaining and talking to all, but you never complained, even in this kind of a situation you are. Hare Krishna." As a devotee means he is always grateful to Krishna in whatever position he keeps. Yeah? And he simply joins his palm and said, "Krishna, thanks for all the help you are doing. Please make me more stronger. I will continue to chant Hare Krishna and those devotion service to you." So that is why Prabhupada was asked, "Swamiji, what is the magic you did?" You see, uh, magicians, they show like this, they do it, something they will come, some gold comes, some this thing comes, that thing comes. Swamiji, what magic you did? And Prabhupada showed all these great disciples with their like white elephants, with their shaven heads, effulgent face with tilak. They were all hippies, and I have made them happy. Hare Krishna. So the test in Krishna consciousness is, in spite of all difficulties, how do you maintain your Krishna consciousness? So that is why Prabhupada said, how do you know that your quality of Krishna consciousness, quality of japa is good? If you are able to chant more with so much of eagerness and enthusiasm, you are having a good quality and you are in the platform of pure devotional service. I want to chant more, I want to chant more, I want to chant. Sometimes we feel like, I have personally done 16 rounds, done, that's all. I'll tell goodbye to the whole japa bag. I said, tomorrow only I will meet you, not today. Hare Krishna. So like that, we have to chant. That's why I asked Prabhupada, somebody asked, you're all chanting for what? So the reporter thought that, something we are asking from the God and do things. We are chanting for what? To continue to chant. Hare Krishna. Why are you chanting? We want to continue to chant. That is why we are chanting. Hare Krishna. So this is Sankarananda Visheshatma. So tomorrow we will see Sudurlabha Moksha Lagutakrit Sri Krishna Akarshani. Hare Krishna. Okay. So I stop here. Devotees who have any questions or comments or thoughts can ask, otherwise we can stop here. 1 minute. I will make it 1 minute.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhu, what is the first characteristics of pure devotional service, Prabhu?
We saw that.
Second,
no? Klesha.
second one is Klesh. Okay. 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 Burning all the sinful reactions. That is.
Yes, not only sinful reactions, even the sinful desires and the sinful proclivations which are in the need.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Right. Anybody else? Okay, so we have a graph. Can you explain the graph? So you see, can somebody explain me what is a graph? In the maths, we see a graph. You see, you have a negative axis, you have a zero axis, and you have a positive axis. So people, when you engage in material activities, it is simply suffering, you are in the negative axis. A jnani, he thinks engaging not like a karmi is simply, he is engaging in a material action and gets a reaction, he gets this thing is papa, punya, it is keep on going. I don't want to do all these things, I want to stop all my material actions. So Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. No actions. So he's coming to the platform of a jnani, but he is only coming to zero. Means he is only feeling the absence of the pain of pleasure. Sorry, absence of the pain. Okay. But actually what happens for a bhakta, he goes to the positive. That is the bliss of serving Krishna in his devotional service. That is positive. So a devotee, he brings him to the positive axis. That is why we saw about positive, zero, and negative. Okay? Hope it answered your question. Okay. Anything else? Anybody else? We have 6 more minutes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandat Pranam.
Haribol.
Prabhu, just a question or doubt maybe. You told about the sinful activities and that can be taken away by each attainment that you do. And also I read a quote today where Prabhupada tells that fate can be changed by Krishna consciousness. So when you surrender to Krishna, he takes charge of squaring up all these sinful activities. So when you tell the word surrender, what is the level of surrender that we need to take up, Prabhu? I mean, how to understand that?
Yeah, surrender is, we have this Rupa Goswami talks in the Sanatana Goswami talks in Hari Bhakti Vilas. He gives 6 things. You accept what is favorable, you reject what is unfavorable, you have a strong faith that Krishna will protect me, and you have a strong conviction that Krishna is the ultimate controller, and you have the Krishna's interest as my own interest, and to be humble and meek. These are some of the characteristics of surrender explained by Sanatana Goswami in Hari Bhakti Vilas. Okay?
No, thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Okay, so thank you all for joining. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock, Tamil and English will continue. And we will see the last 3. That is Sudurlabha, Moksha Lagutakrit, and Shri Krishna Akarsha. Okay? Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Gurudev ki.